Here it is, a short and sweet introduction to how to do your final essay for the digital text, which must be done in Twine. All right, this assignment is now live. Final Twine essay, there it is. So you will see that it is really just a standard essay. So I'm not going to explain how to write an essay, but this is an essay, okay? It's going to have paragraphs, it's going to have a thesis, it's going to have an argument. Almost all of the grade of this is going to come from the standard way that English essays are graded. So here are your topics, lots of things covered. Pick the one that you like best. And okay, essay requirements, this is the length. You need to have a works cited and a born digital statement. This is the kind of stuff I'm going to focus on in this video. Got to present them in the Twine format. That's what I'm talking about in this video. Do MLA format for citations, also will be covered here. And the first passage of your Twine essay must include links to a works cited and a born digital statement. Okay, I'll show you how to do that. We'll come back to what exactly this born digital statement is. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to write your essay. Probably you're going to write it in like whatever you normally write essays in, Microsoft Word, Google Docs, whatever. You could write it in Twine, but it doesn't have like good spell checking, so you might want to write it somewhere else. So for this example that I'm going to show you, I have taken an essay that I'm going to, some essay I once wrote, and I'll pretend like this is your essay. I wrote mine in Microsoft Word. So let's say you did the same. So you get your essay open that you have written. This is in MLA format. It has a works cited at the end. Perfect. Okay. So use the Chrome browser. That's really important for Twine. Twine does not like Safari. If you make a Twine game, chances are it won't work in Safari, okay? It's kind of annoying. It's probably more annoying about Safari than about Twine, but this is how it is. So use Chrome. I've been asking you to use it in previous assignments, basically to get you used to it so that you'll use it for this one as well. Watch the instructional video. That's the thing you're watching right now. All right, so make sure you've included, okay, let's just explain how Twine's actually going to work. So go to twinery.org. Click on use it online. For this, the basic version. All I'm showing you here is the basic version. If you want to get fancy, I'll tell you how to get fancy. But this one is just for doing it basic ones. Okay, you can see I've done this before. I made this exact video before. I'm just going to delete it. So you will probably see this kind of thing, 0 stories. So you're going to make a new story. Now the name is actually kind of important. I'm being quite picky about what you name this game. So let's just get our name straight right now. It's actually step 5, but I'm saying save it as blah, blah, blah. There's a couple things. You have to say what question you're doing. You have to indicate your name, and you have to give your title. You can change all this stuff later, but I already know all of this. Also, this is where you say whether you want comments. I know some of you are going to want comments, which is normal. We're happy to provide them. If you don't want comments, I understand that too. Just don't put a C and we won't give you any comments. So let's say that I do want comments. I start my file name with a C. Let's say I'm doing question 3. These are underscores. You make underscores by doing shift and the thing next to the 0 on your keyboard. Then my name, first and last, and then title. This is not going to be your title. This is just happens to be the title of my essay. Add. Okay, you can skip this step, but to say you don't know your title yet, no big deal. If you already know it, you're ready to go, you've already written your essay somewhere else, just do this and then you don't have to worry about naming your file as at step 5, you've already done it. All right, so this is the basic look of Twine. This is a passage. So for the super basic version, which is the only one I'm going to teach you here, you only need 3 passages. First one's going to have your essay in it, and then you're going to have works cited and born digital statement. So I don't like, this is the title, the passage name at the top. Users don't see this, it's just like a shorthand for you to keep your stuff organized. I don't like untitled passage because it's a little vague, so I'm going to call mine essay. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to cut and paste my essay in here. Okay, I'm going to take this whole thing. I already wrote it, it's all done, I'm happy with it. Sure, I could edit it later, but I'm planning that it's just ready to go. Copy it and Paste. So the whole thing has gone in here. Close this. So it's gone into this passage. If I were to hit play, I would see my whole essay. All right, for the basic version of this assignment, we're most of the way there. So the other things that I need you to do are I want you to have a works cited passage and a born digital statement passage. Okay, you'll see that there's two ways to go and edit this passage. You can double click, that works, or you can hover over it and select the pencil. Doesn't matter which one. Okay, so right now my works cited is in my main essay. I don't want you to do that. For this one, I want you to have separated out works cited and born digital statement. So we need to make a new passage. We need to make a link. Here's how you're going to do those things. Works cited is the first thing you need. Born digital statement is the next thing you need. I'm at the bottom of my essay, and that's where this makes sense for the basic version of the essay. To make a link in Twine, you surround text that you want to be a link with double square brackets. Square brackets are right above, like next to P and above commas. So make sure that they point the right way. They're pointing in. You see that when I do those double square brackets, they turn blue because Twine's like, oh, that's a link. Okay, so those are now links. So you'll see when I close this, it creates two new passages that correspond to these two names, works cited, born digital statement. Thank you, Twine. Now if I play from the beginning, scroll down to the end of the essay, I got links. Right now they're going to be empty, so I click on works cited, nothing in it, just the default content. Same with born digital statement, nothing in it, just the default content. I can close this, by the way, without harming anything. Close it, everything's saved, it's right there. Okay, so I already have my works cited done. It's here, so I'm going to select it. I'm going to edit, cut it right out of there. Move it into a separate passage. Indeed, move it into the works cited passage. Paste it in. There it is. Don't worry about formatting for this. I mean, worry about formatting in the sense that I want it to be an MLA format, but don't worry about stuff like hanging indentations. That's really, really hard to do. You might want to worry about like there's some weird character there. At least want this to be consistent, but yeah, we just want this. Do your best with MLA formatting with HTML. Trust me, it's super hard to get things like indentation right. So that's good enough. Now if we look at the essay, scroll to the end, we just get the links, click on works cited, there's the works cited. Great. Born digital statement. Okay, let's go back to the prompt. So the born digital statement, everyone has to do this. This is where you explain like what you achieved or were trying to achieve, or why you didn't try to achieve much with your digital presentation. How do you intend your reader to navigate the essay? This is really important if you've chosen like a non-linear form and we're grading it and we're like, how do we actually get through this? Like you might write an essay with multiple possible endings. That would be really cool, but explain it here. If you're doing the simple one, like the one I'm demonstrating, just don't go into a lot of detail about this. Be like, it's just standard, you read it to the end. Which born digital affordances did you employ? Is your story interactive? Is it nonlinear? Does it have multimedia, like, sound, images, videos? Why did you use them? I would add, why did you, so this is, if you decide to do the standard version, like the one I'm showing you, this is where you kind of have to say why you decided not to use those. For my argument, it doesn't make sense. It's easier for me to have everything on one page, one screen. I didn't want to do the thing where I break it up into little passages. How's your born digital Twine essay different from a traditional paper essay, if at all? Again, if it's not different, it's fine, but just explain why you decided to do it in a pretty standard format. You're not going to lose marks for doing it in a standard format like the one I'm showing you. So don't be scared. At the same time, if you want to do something strange and different, if you want to have a lot of images and videos, you want to have a nonlinear form, this is your chance. So take advantage of it. We will, we're into that idea. It's cool. So I haven't actually written a born digital statement, but let's just like take this text and pretend that's my born digital statement. I'm just gonna copy that and stick it in here. Okay, That's it. Done. We've got everything we need. We've got the works cited passage. We've got the born digital statement. It's got text in it. So that is everything you need to do, except one more little thing. So we've done this. We've included works cited and born digital statement, but we have not done this yet. Okay. To be MLA format, some things need to be in italics. But to make things in italics in Twine is not easy. It's not super easy. You'll notice there's like, I'm looking around here, where's the italics button? Where's the bold button? Where's the font button? There are none. In order to do anything with making it look pretty, changing the font, making things bold even, you need to use HTML tags, the tags used on the web. So one version of this assignment, you go crazy, you learn all HTML, you learn CSS coding to make your assignment look perfect. But the simple version, you just learn one HTML tag. It's actually the tag that we talked about in the lecture for XML, which is the assignment you're probably working on right now. It's EM. In HTML, if you put EM around something, it will display it as italic. EM stands for emphasis. And I showed you this version, like if you wanted to replicate this kind of a look with these italics and these italics in HTML code, you would have to surround them with EM tags like there and there. So that's all that I need you to do. I'm just trying to get you, like, in a pinch, you could say on your CV, I have some basic HTML skills. Well, you do. You know how to use an EM tag. So the most obvious example of where you're going to need this is anytime you mention the title of a book. In MLA format, titles of books are in MLA or in italics. So here I've got one, the limits of critique. That's the start tag EM, and then the close tag EM. There's another one right here. I'll do that one too. Start tag EM. I want to wrap around that one word. So that's HTML code. If you now play your game, there it is. See, it shows up as italics. So do that for everything that needs to be in italics. The main place you're going to be spending your time in all likelihood is in your works cited, where titles of works need to be in italics. So for every single entry in your works cited, you need to do that. Selected writings is the title that wants to be in italics here. Yeah, when you paste like a Word file or a Google Doc into Twine, it just strips all the formatting so that you have to then put it in manually using HTML. This is actually why I like Twine, because Twine makes you learn HTML. You might not like that about it, but hey, you now know how to do some HTML. Works cited now, well, the ones that I did show up as italics. Great. Okay, that's it. So let's say you've done all this stuff, you're just doing the basic one. You would now go here and click Publish to File. That's how you save it. Okay, Publish to File. Chrome makes this little thing. I would say Show in Finder. So you see it downloads it as an HTML file. In other words, like a web browser, a web file. And it already gave it the title that I very pickily insist on how you do it. So we've already done step 5 kind of in advance. So there it is downloaded. I'm going to now stick it into, like I had made a special folder for this Twine essay. I'm going to move it in there just for my own use. Let's actually see if Twine produces things that show up in Safari. Safari is my default browser. No, see, it's just a white page. However, if you were to right click on it and say open with Chrome, it would show up correctly. You see, Twine and Safari do not get along. If I were to open it up with Firefox, it would give me a privacy notice. Here, let me try that one more time. Yeah, it works in Firefox. So it's just Safari that it doesn't work in. Blame Apple. Don't blame me and use Chrome. All right, we're ready to actually submit this now. So as with all assignments, you click on Submit Assignment. You find that HTML file that you downloaded. For me, it's on my desktop, and then it's on Twine Essay. There it is. And submit. Great, all done. So, okay, that's the basic one. It's fine if that's what you want to do. If you want to do something more complicated, like you really want to control how it looks, you want to add all kinds of formatting, you want to add images, you want to add sound, you're going to go to my website and you're going to go to my Total Beginner's Guide to Twine, which steps you through everything in a more like in a way that if you actually want to make Twine games, especially, you learn like the real way to use Twine. So it starts with basics, adds in complexity as it goes, provides all the code that you need. You don't need to do this, but if you want to, you can. I must say I was quite surprised today to look at these videos and see that they've got like 20,000 views. People like these videos. It makes me very happy. So they're probably better than this video, which I have made rather quickly. All right, I think that's it. So yeah, feel free to go wild. If you follow all my instructions, you might find that you have like a folder instead of just an HTML file. You might have made like a special game folder that will include like the HTML file. It might include like images. It might include music, all this kind of stuff. If you end up going down that route, I want you to submit it as a zip file. So please, by all means, just totally tune me out if you're just doing the simple one. But if you end up with a folder that you need to submit on a Mac, you would right-click on it and say compress, and it would make this zip file. That's the thing you submit. Don't submit the HTML. On a Windows machine, this is similar. It's like right-click and it's like send to zip or something like that. If you've gotten this far, though, you can just Google it, how to make a zip file. All right. I guess I'm just going to say one more thing before I sign off here, which is that you can create your own topic. So if you want to do that, just get in touch with me. And please do that relatively soon because as I speak today, this is due in about a month. All right, that's it. See you soon.